How's it going, guys? My name is Finn and welcome back to Scrap Mechanic. So, it has been a little while since we were here, sorry about that, but we are now back and we are adding more stuff to the theme park. So today, we are adding basically the single most requested thing for the theme park. What is it? A roller coaster. As always though, I built a couple little things since last time that I can show you guys. So I'm currently standing at the top of the up and down. You guys call it like a free fall, maybe. I'm standing at the top of this thing, the really tall thing. From up here, you get a pretty good view of the whole park. It looks really nice from up here. You can see I've added a lot more greenery. There's hedges going sort of around everything now. There's also this big grass bit here, just to add some colour, make it look all nice and happy. So yeah, you can see since last time, I've added a little building here, a little thingy here. I'll show you that in a second. But also, I've made a little entranceway out to the front of the park. Let's have a look at that first. Oh god. So yeah, I've made this little entranceway. I was going to make a sort of car park, but basically, you could just park on the dirt. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. If we were to be driving up in our car, sort of like this, and like, oh, we're here. A lovely day out at the theme park. Just park up my car at the front gates. Get on out. But this little barrier so you can't drive into the theme park and mow down all the people walking around and kill them, because that would be bad. You're walking through here, and now you are in the park. So you can see on the left here, I've added another food and drink stand. You guys asked that I added more of that kind of stuff, because before we added the carrot stand and we added the cucumber stand, but you guys wanted some more variety in the fruits and vegetables you can buy at the theme park, I guess. So now we've got an onion stand. It's a very healthy theme park. So yeah, right when you walk in, you get that lovely smell of onions, a nice raw onion to take around with you. And if you get a little bit peckish from all the exhilarating rides, I guess. So yeah, once you come in and you go past the onion stand, if you don't feel in the mood for an onion, or if you've eaten a lot of onions and you need to go to the toilet maybe, I have now added a toilet block. You can tell it's a toilet because it has a toilet on it. Wait, can you get in the toilet? Oh god. Oh, that's quite a public place to take a poop. If you go inside where the actual toilets are, you see we've got a couple little cubicles. It's very dark in here. I added some windows, but it's still like super dark. There's no day-night cycle. The sun doesn't move and it's always at like a really shallow angle. But anyway, we've got a couple little of these things, and actually they're fancy high-tech toilets. If you go inside, the sensor goes on and the door closes itself. Oh yeah, so when you're pooping, no one, oh god. Oh, there we go. No one can come inside. Look at this, you poop in peace. You've got a window you can see outside. You've got your toilet paper. It's all wonderful. Then once you're done, you get up and the door opens itself as if by magic. So yeah, I thought that was just a cool little thing to add to the park because, you know, it needs it. You can't spend all day here and have nowhere to poop. I like it. I think it's cute. We could always add a couple more of these little buildings around the place, but it's not the biggest park in the world. Like, it's only, you can see all of it from here. So anyway, we've added one more thing to the park. You guys wanted obviously some more rides. It's very hard to make rides that are different. Like, basically all rides are just stuff that spin or go up and down. But we have added another thing that spins. It looks very similar to the merry-go-round. It is in fact a teacups ride. I know what you're thinking, those don't look like teacups. You are correct, they don't. But to be honest, it's kind of hard to make things that look like teacups out of cubes. It's the best we could do. It's the best we could do. They move like teacups. Look, if I turn this on, then the teacups spin, and then we turn this on, and the whole thing spins. Oh, that is magical. And you can get into a little teacup, you can ride it with a friend, and have a wonderful time, just spinning around. Nothing, no care in the world. It's magical. That is until you start to get dizzy. Actually, your character doesn't spin when the chair spins. Like, if I just do this, my guy doesn't spin. His neck can just continually rotate 360 degrees, which is quite creepy. There we go. Now you can see him. He looks a little bit big for his teacup. He's okay, he's fine. So yeah, there we go. A little teacup ride. Quite a few of you guys suggested the teacups. It's hard. I couldn't make a full-size cup, because if I did make a cup and the sides went like the whole way up, it would be huge, and the whole ride would have to be huge, and it would just look really weird, I think. I think this looks a little bit better. They're not teacups, they're more like little rafts. They're kind of like inflatable rings is what they look like. You know, the kind of ones when you go to like a water park or like a lazy river. That's what I think they look like. They look like tiny little inflatable boats or something. I don't know. But anyway, that is not why you guys are here. You guys are here to see the main event, the biggest, the most ambitious thing, I'm assuming, that we've added to this theme park to date. The roller coaster. So yeah guys, by far the most requested thing throughout the whole, actually even before we started making a theme park, one of the most requested things to build in Scrap Mechanic was a roller coaster. I'm not entirely sure if it's possible to make a roller coaster. I've had a little go. I've made a little like test roller coaster, which I'll show you guys in a second. And I think we can sort of make one. It's not going to be like a real life roller coaster. It's not gonna have like loop-de-loops, and it's not gonna have barrel rolls. It's gonna be quite a simple roller coaster, but it will be a roller coaster nonetheless. I'm just climbing up here to have a little look. Where would be a good place to put our roller coaster? It's going to be quite large, so maybe actually it'll just go around the entire thing. We shall see, but I think we should probably do the start point. Maybe there, have like a big long start, and then it will go up and do some other stuff. But I think we should build it starting from there at the very least. One thing as well, guys, you may notice the first wheel. The first wheel is always turning in these videos. It's actually turned off, but it just keeps spinning. And one thing, it's actually started spinning in reverse now. I don't know how that happened, but I can't stop it. You literally can't stop it. It just keeps on spinning forever. So yeah, if you're wondering why everything else is turned off but that keeps going, that's why, because you can't turn it off. But anyway, let's head on over to the roller coaster test track so I can show you how this is gonna work. Okay, so this is my flat world for testing roller coasters. You can see these two. These are my initial tests to be able to get like a curving roller coaster, because you guys were saying, because I was saying it wouldn't be possible to do a roller coaster because obviously Scrap Mechanic is made out of cubes and you have like right angles, and obviously cars don't generally like to go in right angles, they like curves. But you guys were saying that if I use bearings, then I can make a big old curve in my track, kind of like this. The issues with this is bearings aren't entirely rigid. Like as you can see here, a bearing can actually bend very slightly, so a big long piece of track can sort of fall down. Anyway, I made another prototype which has been a bit more successful, and also having a one rail roller coaster, it really doesn't work so good. It's hard to make a car that sits on the rail and doesn't just like fall off to one side and fall over. So I've made this prototype for a 2-rail roller coaster, which is basically just like a normal roller coaster. Like this is what they look like in real life. As you can see, 2 rails, they curve nicely using bearings, so you can go on a nice big bend, and also you can make it go up in the air. So yeah, I've got all this, and as you can see, it's supported underneath, it's sitting on little blocks just to stop it from falling and having a roller coaster which is just going along the floor, because if it's along the floor, you may as well just make a car. Like there's no point in having a roller coaster. One thing, a nice little trick I found, if it's falling off its supports, you put a lift down, you lift the lift up, and you can actually raise the rails up like this, and then you can stick another little support in underneath, and then lower the lift down again. There we go, and now it's held in place nicely. So, we've got our roller coaster rails. We also have our roller coaster car back here. You can see it's a relatively simple design. It starts out a lot more complicated than this, but I've been like making it more compact and more nice to look at, and it works better as well. So basically, we've got suspension on the side wheels. That enables it to go around corners, because if it didn't have that, it would just get stuck. It would lose grip, or it just would not be able to take corners and stuff like that. Also, the front of it is held on with a bearing, which is actually connected to the driver's seat, so you can actually steer it like this. It just works better than having it loose. I know roller coasters don't normally have a steering wheel, but this one does, okay? It's a special type of roller coaster. So yeah, if I get in this thing, I've used the new saddle seat, which has been added in one of the most recent updates. Basically, the original car seat is 4 blocks wide. The saddle seat is 3 blocks wide, which means if you have a car like this, which is an odd number of things wide, then you can have your seat directly in the dead center. In the driver's seat, as I showed you, you can steer the front thing left to right. That just helps it to get around corners. If I don't steer it, as you will see, it still works, but just not as good. Yeah, just like this. It gets to points where like none of the wheels seem to be touching. So then if you can just steer the front a little bit, it starts working again. We can go along here, and we can also go up like this. So basically, what I was planning for our roller coaster was to have the kind of track, I don't know what it's called, but basically there's that roller coaster where it just goes like forwards, and then it goes up really, really high, and then it comes down again, and just like around in a loop, and there's like a lump in the middle or something. And in real life, it goes really fast. I don't know how fast R1's gonna go, but I think it'll be cool nonetheless. So let's just, let's park this thing up again, head back to the main theme park world, now we know what we're doing, and begin building the rails, basically. Oh no, it's come off. How has this happened? Get back on, get back on. Oh, it's dead, it's dying. This is bad. Let's just ignore that. Let's go back. Okay, so yeah, as I said, I think the roller coaster should start roughly here. I think that'll look good, but it does need quite a lot of space. Like, it needs quite a lot of space to ramp up to the vertical bit, so I don't know if it's going to be able to go here, because it might just slam into the merry-go-round or into this thing that way. So maybe actually we should start it over there and just have it going like this in this big open space, I think that might be slightly easier. So let's head down there. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's fine. This guy has knees of steel. Let's head down here, I guess. Begin the montage music and start building our coaster. So as you can see, guys, I've now made it going at this angle, which I believe is actually steeper than 45 degrees. It's like a 60-degree angle. I didn't actually test whether the car can get up something that steep, so it's a pretty good idea to build the car now and try driving it up there just to see if it can. Also, one thing, some things I got to explain. If you're wondering how I got the angles in the joins, basically you connect the bearings to a controller and then you can set the start angle for a joint, just to like plus 15, minus 15, that kind of thing. That's how they hold the angle in place. Also, you can see I'm building these sort of like things between the tracks. That's not just for aesthetic purposes. It's not just to make it look like a train track. Basically, when the car comes along, because the wheels are on either side of the rails, the car has a tendency to push the rails together, which makes the track too thin, and then the wheels don't touch it and it just gets stuck. So if I put these bars like this, it holds the rails apart, so the car can't push them together. Anyway, let's make a car, attempt to drive it up here, see if it can get up that steepest bit right at the top. So let's try and drive this thing up this ramp. Please work. Please work. Ooh. Ooh. I mean, it's on it. I assume it works then. So, guys, it looks like the roller coaster is done. As you can see, I've added a couple little finishing touches. I painted the rails red just to make it look a bit more roller coastery, and it looks a bit nicer as well, rather than everything being grey and ugh. As you can see, I don't know if you'll be able to tell in the montage thing, but as you can see, there's like a sort of stairway tower thing up to the tool bit, just because I fell off quite a few times while building that, so I made a staircase so it was easier to get back up. I might take that down, but we'll leave it up just for now. It is sort of holding the rails up a little bit. The rails are attached to it, but we can like attach it to the floor and then get rid of the stairs bit, so it's not so like in the way. You know, it's quite noticeable. Anyway, I'm gonna go up to the top so you can see the proper layout of the roller coaster, to see it in all its glory, and then I'll take you for a little ride around it. Oh, you can see it in all its magnificence. So yeah, it's kind of like the roller coaster. I don't know what it's called in real life, but it's basically one that just goes up as high as possible, and then it comes down, then it goes round, and then you're back to the start. Yeah, it is actually now the tallest thing in the park. It's pretty damn large. So yeah, as you can see, I built this sort of like entranceway staircase thing, which very niftily just misses the wheels. You can see the wheels pass through like that gap there. It works pretty nicely. Put some hedges on just because everything's better with a little hedge around it. Let's get in the car. What the hell? Oh, it's first person. Let's get in the car. Ride this thing to the top. Oh, yeah, actually, you can see I've made a couple changes to the car. I've sort of raised it up a little bit because the bottom, the wooden plank that runs along the length of the car was hitting some of these bars in between the rails a little bit and stopping it from going around. So I've raised it up, so now it doesn't hit anything. Oh god, yeah. Once you get to this bit, the game slows down a little bit. I think this bit here, it's trying to figure out the physics on the rails, because the rails aren't like completely rigid. They can move a tiny bit, so the game's trying to figure out like all the physics on all the little bits of rails. It just slows it down so goddamn much. But anyway, that's all good. All good? Not good. Not good. Not good. Not good. Really quite bad actually. Okay, it's all fine. Ooh. Okay, there we go. To the end of the curve. Nice. Now as you can see, we are at the edge of the drop. So yeah, in real life, when you go down to the down bit, obviously the roller coaster goes really fast. It speeds up and you're like, whoa, and it's a fun time for everyone. In the game, it doesn't really do that. The roller coaster is so grippy that you can just go on the ramp and stop, and it just doesn't go anywhere. It might be interesting actually, if I disconnect the engines, the wheels will be able to roll freely, and then it might like roll down it really fast. I might try that, but in a minute. At first, we're just gonna drive down it carefully, just so we can get the whole way around and see how it all works. Once we go into this flat bit, it should speed up again, because it's a different piece of rails. Yeah, there we go. There we go, I've got my frames back. It's a different piece of rail, so the game's going to have to figure out all the physics again, or less physics anyway. So now, it's just one last curve, and we're back to the start. For some reason, this curve doesn't work so good, and it comes off, like, a lot. The one at the top works really well, this one, not so much. I think I just made it badly, I guess. Oh, I just have to steer your way around the curve. Just do it. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, the very last bit. How does that even happen? Just reverse. Maybe it'll go back in place. Yeah, it's all good, look, and then we go this way, and back to the start. Okay, what I like to do, I'll take it back to the top. We'll get to the top, like the edge of the downwards ramp, and then I'm gonna disconnect the engine so the wheels can just roll freely, as much as they wish, and then we'll roll down, see what kind of speeds we can get. Let's stick it there, that should be good. Get out, carefully, very carefully, okay. I'm pretty sure if I just destroy the engines, then the wheels should just go on their own, should be nice. Get rid of that. These wheels are now free to spin. And now get rid of this one. I'm assuming as soon as I delete this, it'll start to roll. Oh, it does. Okay, get in. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that is much faster. Much faster indeed. I don't know actually how well it's going to do on this curve now. No, quite badly. Quite badly indeed. Okay, I think basically, for safety reasons, you should probably leave the engines on your roller coaster. Well, anyway, that is a working roller coaster. It did eventually go the whole way round. It's not as fast as a real life roller coaster. It may not like be as intricate and have as many loops and twists and spins and stuff as a real life roller coaster, but it is a roller coaster. And I think it's a pretty cool one, even if it's a little bit simple. Yeah, I think that's the roller coaster complete. A couple little tips. If any of you guys trying to build your own roller coaster after seeing this, a couple tips on how to make it better. As you can see, my car only has wheels above and to the side of the rails. If you made a car that also had wheels below the rails, I think that would make it harder for the car to come off the rails like my one can. I think it would just be more stable, and then you could probably do some more intricate stuff with the roller coaster, and it wouldn't be able to fall off. Actually, if it had wheels below the rails, you could probably do a loop-de-loop in that case, but mine doesn't have that, and I would have to change the entire rails. Also, if you did have wheels below the rails, you also couldn't have, like, these bits here. They, like, the wheels have to go there. So all the connections and the links to make it bend would have to be in between the rails right here, and that would also be quite tricky. I'm not entirely sure how you would do that, but if you are going to make a roller coaster, try and make it like that, because that would be better. But yeah, guys, that is the roller coaster done. I think it's a pretty nice addition to the theme park. It was goddamn big, and it took a hell of a long time to build. That took about 4 hours, which is roughly the same sort of time as the haunted house, I would say. It's a big project. It's a big project. As always, if you guys have any more suggestions, more stuff to put, let me know down below. But I'm not entirely sure if we're going to come back here to the theme park, mainly because it's running really very slowly now. Basically, bearings and suspension are what slow the game down, and that roller coaster has a lot of bearings in it. Yeah, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you do have any more suggestions, let me know, and if there's something really cool, we may come back here to build it. But until then, I've been Cabello. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.